Welcome back to the Caregiver Minute, where every weekday family and professional caregivers gather to refine their skills, gain inspiration, and prepare to serve. While I was running a memory care community, a new resident named Vicky was getting ready to move in, and her daughter showed up early to prepare the room. She wanted it to look as homey as possible. And while she was setting out photographs, I walked in the room to see if she needed anything. And one of those pictures caught my attention. It showed Vicky as a little girl playing in her backyard. But what caught my attention was not the image of Vicky, it was the other little girl in the picture. I instantly recognized the iconic curls of Shirley Temple. And when I asked Vicky's daughter about it, she said, yeah, actually they grew up together. They were childhood friends. They played in each other's yards all the time. And later on, as adults, they rekindled their friendship and they maintained that. Well, that connection between Vicky and Shirley Temple was really interesting to me and to the rest of the team that I worked with. And since people living with dementia often remember the past better than they remember the present, you can bet we asked questions about her experiences growing up with this childhood movie star. She had all kinds of great stories to tell. And it was interesting to me to see how the team treated Vicky a little bit differently because they knew this key fact about her life. Instead of just going in the room and introducing themselves and saying, well, you must be Vicky, and being kind and polite, they would walk in and they'd say, Vicky, it's so nice to meet you. I heard that you were friends with Shirley Temple. And Vicky would stand a little bit taller because this was part of her identity. This was who she was. It was a really important part of her life. And so there was an instant connection with something very important about Vicky. I noticed that because the staff knew that fact, Vicky's transition went really smoothly. And it was a reminder that when we know something about a person's past, when we understand their life history, it allows us to treat them in ways consistent with how they see themselves. Now, those of you who have been watching the Caregiver Minute for a long time will recognize that life history is one of the vital 5 pillars of effective dementia care. It's one of the 5 overarching principles that good dementia care technique derives from. If we understand who someone is and what the past looked like and how they see themselves, then we're able to understand how they interpret the context that they're in the present, and we're able to understand a little bit better how they see themselves. And when we interact with people in ways consistent with how they see themselves, we get a lot further. Knowing some of those things up front, in the same way that our team knew something really important about Vicky even before she moved into the building, is a shortcut of sorts. Those of you who serve people in long-term care settings will recognize that many people move in and they have kind of a tough transition, but several weeks down the road, things are a lot easier. There's been an adjustment, but often part of that adjustment is just because the staff knows more about the resident and they're able to connect in more personal ways. That also is a reminder of how critical it is to have a really good life history right up front and to understand people and what their background is and what things are special to them. I've talked before about the need to understand the highlight reel from a person's life. What were the key points that were defining moments for them that influenced the way that they see their life and live their life? If we can get those things right up front and focus on those experiences, we can get a lot further with the people that we serve. So today, I invite you to consider what you know about the person or people you're serving that can inform how you interact with them. What are the special things from their life that you can connect with and help others learn about so that they also can have an improved relationship? I hope that makes a difference for you and the people you serve, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another episode of the Caregiver Minute.